The new channel. See the new. The new channel. See the new. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you. Good lunch. Marhay na pangugtuhan. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host in the HR Hotline. Magandang pananghalian, mapayapang pananghalian, masayang pananghalian. What is nice with this new platform of live streaming, there are live audiences now, but later on, because this is recorded, we can share and have it viewed by our friends. I can see that my best friend, past President Obet Policarpio, is watching. We were together last night, kaya sinabi ko yun na to search for PMAP page, that's the People Management Association of the Philippines, and look for our, yung prayer hour last night. Ay, ganda. I was carried away kasi I did Catholic prayers for that prayer hour. And our PPO that is watching now was the guest speaker on his Heart Talk. I can also see my best friend na mataas na ang naabutan. She will be our guest next week. The Chief Operating Officer of the Tourism Board, the Philippine Tourism Board. Maganda ang aming topic. O yun ang hindi ko sasabihin so that you will really watch us on Thursday. This coming Thursday na pala. This coming Thursday. Hello, Yolanda De Patino. Wow, watching from California. And then, of course, my cousin Nelda Rebustillo Santos. Yan ang maganda nito. Kasi sabi ko sa aking mga kamag-anak, panoorin ninyo ang iyong pinsan. Nelda, paki-text kay Donald. You know, Donald is in Saudi. And then this is one way of us connecting. He's actually my cousin, kasing edad ko. First cousin. And he's now working and yung distance, yung parang, I don't want to be carried away. So this time, thank you, Lloyd Luna, our executive producer, that they can watch me now. And of course, I'm very sure. My friends, in PMAP, dapat nandito kayo. Let's have a community of the HR Hotline community so that from time to time, you are refreshed. You are energized, re-energized. So what is the topic again for today? The first segment is actually HR insights, and that will be coming from me. It is on the work from home and alternative working arrangements. So work from home, WFH, and AWA. Yes, that is what is happening. I am now at home and I am working. And this afternoon, I have a webinar with the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. This is the last leg of the webinar. I have 31 participants, and we discussed managing work from home employees and alternative work arrangement employees, workers. Because this is not even the new normal. It happened. It happened. We were disrupted. And then this is, yung tawag ng, this is not so new. Kasi dapat nga pre-COVID, mayroon na dapat na nag-work from home. Yun ang pag-uusapan natin. We still have around 5 minutes. Ano ba ang mga position na pwedeng mag-work from home? Oh, yung mga HR na kikinig dito, o mamaya i-share natin. One is sa research. If you are doing research, if you are doing proposals, if you are doing project management, you need not to go to the office. Pero yun po ang work from home is different from remote. Kaya, to be particular, alam mo, galing ako sa Inquirer, iba po yung work from home sa work at home. Mayroon talaga mga trabaho na you work at home. Kung may studio ka, ang painter, you work at home. Diba? Si Mami, who is teaching pre-COVID ballet, she was working at home. Diba? My niece, who has a studio, she was working in a workspace. Pero yung work from home, yung galing ka sa opisina, pero ngayon, because of the situation, you're now working from home. Pero nga, ito ang pinag-uusapan natin. This can now be permanent. Pero yung work from home, ang difference sa work at home, ang work from home, dapat mag-report pa rin. Kasi there should be the chance na dapat magkita-kita pa rin kayo. Kaya, may sinasabi, flexible. So, ano yung sinabi natin ulit kanina before I interrupted myself? Mapupuna na naman ako ni Fema rin yan. Na I keep on interrupting myself. Research. Project management. Pumunta tayo sa mga known o may titulong department. HR. Actually, ang HR can now be done working from home. Tingnan mo ngayon, a lot of HR, alam ko, na we are not yet lifting the GCQ. They're working at home. But there are a lot na nag-i-insist, ay hindi ko alam, si Sally, si Joanne, these are my beautiful students from UANP sa PMAP. Natatakot naman, and they wake up early. Pero sa totoo lang, they can work from home. Pero sige nga, they can still report at least once a week. Just to check kung may virus pa nga. No, that's a joke. Then the other one is accounting. Accounting. Pwede yan magawa sa bahay. But this time, you need lots of technology. And then, titingnan mo yung security mo. Security mo. Oh, I will interrupt. Nakikita ko si Cherry Ramos. Si Cherry Ramos, salamat yan. Alam niya. At si Pearly Mangkoy. Pearly, i-share mo kasi yung crush mo ang ating guest ngayon. And then of course, may kasalanan pa ako kay Barbie Atienza. That is the past president and my idol when it comes to hosting. Hindi ako marunong doon sa B-bar. Well, gusto ko rin kumanta kahit ganito ang boses ko. Okay. So, wow, a lot of my friends are watching me now. So, so yun, hello po. Thank you for being with me this lunchtime. Okay, you're my lunch date. So continue. So, mayroon pong mga trabaho na pwedeng work from home. Sinabi ko kanina, yung research, yung corporate planning, yung HR, yung accounting. Mayroong pinaka-importanting pwede mag-work from home. Dapat nakikinig siya ngayon. Yung management. Yung management. Diba ang dami nagsasabi, I am 63 going 64. Diba? A lot of my friends are executives. Pero hindi ka pwede lumabas. You can give instructions, you can check them out through the Zoom, through the streamline, through the chats. Diba? So management, alam mo, I'm going to have another webinar. This is a big corporation and I'm preparing for it. Ang una kong i-challenge, yung management. Kasi ang alam ko, what Rod is preparing, they will be in a big hall at their office. I will be broadcasted and they will be listening to me. Physical distancing daw. Pero pwede naman sila sa bahay. Diba? Although that can be flexible. Pero ito lang ang pinag-uusapan natin na thanks to COVID, we can now realize that we now realize that we are working from home and it is effective. But of course, we're going to discuss some of the challenges. And next Thursday, discuss natin yung employee engagement with Attorney Tonette Aliones. So this time, siguro, we still have, may oras ba? So, si Greta Gretz is also watching. Si MB, si Meg is also watching. Okay. So, yan. May mga posisyon po, may mga trabaho na pwedeng work from home. Pero papasukan ko, we still have 4 minutes. Pero ito po, importante, nasa competency-based HR ka na. Mahirap nito kung wala kang idea ng competency-based. Mag-uumpisa po yun dun sa job description mo na dapat hindi tasks. Di ba yung duties and function? Meron ka pang perform other function as required. O di ba? Kung secretary, prepares for the coffee. Hindi po. Kasi kung competency-based, maiiba yung iyong format, mindset muna, and format doon sa job description mo. At ito in particular, yung mayroon ka ng key responsibility areas at mayroon kang corresponding KPIs, Key Performance Indicators. So nag-uumpisa pa yan po, doon ka pa lang sa source acquisition, recruitment, hanggang po doon sa succession planning at sa performance management. Yun ang tinutumbok ko. Now that we are in a work from home arrangement, dapat, kasi nagtatanong ng mga raming iba, paano kami mag-manage? Ang key po, dapat alam nila yung kanilang KRA. What are my key responsibility areas? So, kung mayroon ka niyan, pasalamat ka. Kung wala, hindi ako nagpo-promote sa akin, tumawag ka sa akin. Tulungan kita. Kasi needed po yun. Bakit? Doon sa pag-uusapan namin ni Ma'am Tonette, kasama po doon sa engagement, hindi lang yung mag-team building tayo, is the assessment. How will you now assess? Magta-track ka? Hindi. Mag-a-assess ka doon po sa KPI. Doon po sa KPI. So, those are my insights this morning related to work from home. The first one, we have to identify what particular roles, positions that can now really be permanently work from home or can work remotely or can now be in the alternative work arrangements wherein nasa skeleton or nasa reduced work hours or nasa shifting. Kaya noon hindi natin iniintindi, natutulog tayo when I was teaching that in seminars, yung job rotation, job enhancement. Diba? And then the other one sa insight natin, it has to be competency-based. It has to be responsibility so that the person who is now left doing on his own at home, having the luxury of time, may be trying to chop, seizing the entire day, alam niya kung ano ang tatapusin niya because of the KRA. Last, 1 minute lang. Ito po ang gusto ng millennial, actually. Hindi ka na ng utos ng utos. Alam ko yan. Kasi ang aking mga kasambahay, ang aking mga anak dito, millennial. Ayaw nila ng utos, remind ng remind. Sasabihin mo lang, sabi sa akin ni Berlo, sabihin mo lang na we have to be safe. Then we know. So ano ang KRA? Safety. Huwag mo nang sabihin, wash your hands, drink the vitamins, disinfect your hands. Hindi na. Those are tasks, to-dos. So what they need are just your responsibility area. And for millennials, yan po ang kailangan. So siguro medyo malalim-lalim yun, pero yan po ang unang parati natin sa ating HR hotline. The first part, our insights. If you feel uncomfortable and you violently talaga is or opposed to what I'm saying, chat me or PM me, pag-usapan natin. Gusto ko po, meron tayong conversation. Pero mag-ingat ka. Kasi nung high school ako, champion debater ako. Mamaya na yon. So, Lloyd, our executive producer, can we have the first break before we go to our best practices interview with our special guest? Okay. Can we have the first break? So while waiting for the break, I'm so happy this lunchtime. You know, my best and favorite student, Maribel, who is the HR of Cofral, is watching and was asking me, violently talaga, sir? Oo naman. Ang violently yung nagtatanong ka with all the fervor. And I'm so happy kasi my friend, kung kinukulit ko yan every Sunday kung what time is the Mass in Rome with Cardinal Tagle, si Father Andrew Reception is watching me. Okay. Hello po, Padre. What time po ngayon dyan sa Rome? Sa Pontificio Filipino po sila. Padre, this is a wish. Gusto ko po i-guest dito si Cardinal Tagle. Please, ipi-PM kita mamaya. Ipi-PM kita mamaya. Ang mga wish ko, si Congressman Mark Go. Kasi I was a board of trustee in PMAP when he was president. So yan, parang ay by the way, sasabihin ko na, on Saturday, ang ati pong guest, no less than the prima ballerina, Lisa Makua. Kasi ang gusto ko po, HR will try to capture, gather what we can get, the insights from these people. And you know the title on Saturday? Ballet Lessons to HR Practitioners. So Saturday naman yun. Magandang usapan yan. Kasi nag-usap na kami kung ano ang isi-share niya that what we can get from ballet dancers in our in doing our functions. Diba? Now, most likely ngayon. Diba? That we are in work from home. Okay, so let me introduce our special guest. It is actually from a popular request. Kasi nabitin tayo in our inaugural show. He is actually, kaya gustong-gusto ko siya, kasi he's actually a partner of Kisumbing Torres. And then he is now the chairman of the People Management Association of the Philippines Industrial Relations Committee. Then I've always been with him in moving around pre-COVID to the chapters. We have that, pareho kami ang aming advocacy is to share to our membership in the far-flung chapters of PMAP. IR. Racist po ako. Kasi sabi nga, tell me your friends are, I will tell you who you are. Kasi po, siya ay bar top nutser. O, diba? Friend ko ang isang bar top nutser. Kaya wag niyo akong kasuhan kasi ang attorney ko po ay bar top nutser. At gaya ko, siya po ay matangkad, well-traveled, mabait, guwapo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Attorney Eliseo Jon Zuñiga. Ayun po.
Thank you for the kind words, Kiki Jesse.
Maraming nanonood sa iyo na mga fans mo ngayon.
By the way, Pipi Jesse, just to clarify, I used to be the chair of the Labor Relations Committee of PIMA, pero ngayon ang chair natin si Attorney Winston.
Si Attorney Wins. Attorney Wins dito sa kay ano nga si Attorney Wins dito kay JG Summit. Thank you for reminding me. So siguro mag-umpisa na kagad tayo ng ating conversation. Last time, you introduced to us yung dapat hindi tayo dapat nangangarag. Kasi there was before. Was it 2018 or 2019? 2018.
2018, PPJC.
Yes. The Telecommuting Act or RA 11165. Can you tell us ano po ang nilalaman yan, act na yan, and then siguro you can go now to the IRR kasi tatanong ko rin talaga yun sa'yo. Sige, okay. As briefly as we can.
Yeah, as early as 2018, even before the COVID-19 pandemic, I think the government already realized that because of the insufficiency of the public transport system, the challenges because of the heavy traffic, for instance, of going to the office every day. So there was really a need to come up with some regulations to allow employees to work remotely or to work from home. So that's why Congress enacted the Telecommuting Act of 2018. So ano po ba yung nilalaman nitong Telecommuting Act? It basically recognizes that employees may work remotely or work from home. So hindi necessarily sa bahay yung trabaho, but as long as there's remote work or work outside the office, then the provisions of the Telecommuting Act will apply. Ano ba yung nakalagay doon? Is it required for employers to implement a work from home program, or may employees be compelled to work from home if directed by the employer? Ang nakalagay po doon sa Telecommuting Act, it will be the adoption of a work from home or a telecommuting arrangement will be subject to the agreement of the parties. So therefore, it may not be imposed by the employer unilaterally, and it may also not be demanded by the employees. Now, because of the COVID pandemic, I think it has become necessary for some industries or establishments to immediately come up with telecommuting or work from home arrangements. Parang yun nga, di ba, necessity is the mother of all invention, sinasabi nga gano'n. Dati parang maraming offices or employers na reluctant, kaya ba natin yung work from home arrangement? Pero ngayon, na dahil compelled tayo out of necessity because of the pandemic, then employers and employees have slowly realized na kaya naman pala. So yun yung, buti na lang, meron na tayong legal framework, yung Telecommuting Act. Sabi ko nga, ang nakalagay doon, it's a voluntary agreement between the parties, and the terms and conditions of the work from home or telecommuting arrangement should be agreed upon by the parties. Yung pong implementing rules, go ahead,
yun na nga ang tanong, attorney, kasi ngayon baliktad. Management would like you to work from home. Mayroong ibang mga empleyado that they would like to report to the office. Paano yun?
Yeah, of course, there are reasons why, no? Yung ibang employee siguro, tingin nila hindi conducive yung environment sa bahay to work from home. Either marami silang anak na maliliit na hindi sila makapagtrabaho pag sa bahay, o mabagal yung wifi nila. Maraming reasons. Kaya ang sinasabi dun sa implementing rules, yung I'm referring to DOLE Department Order 202-19. So the employer should come up with a telecommuting program with the agreement of the employees. So ano po dapat ba yung nilalaman ng telecommuting program? So among others, the duration of the program, will it be for 1 year o 6 months lang muna, para parang test lang muna or trial run? Who will be eligible to work from home? Will it be managers, supervisors, or some rank and file employees? Of course, this will depend on the roles of the employees. It would also require the inclusion of what are the rights, duties, and responsibilities of the employees. What are the applicable company policies? Kasi pag nasa bahay ka, mahirap ma-monitor yung work hours. As opposed to when you go to the office, there's a Bundy clock. When you clock in, alam na agad na start na ng working hours mo. Pero pagdating sa bahay, mas mahirap ma-monitor ng employer. Pero kahit na ganun, yung mga dating entitled for instance sa overtime pay, sinasabi rin ng Telecommuting Act and Department Order 202-19 that the work from home arrangement should not result in diminution of benefits previously enjoyed by the workers.
Yan yung po, attorney. Yan po, attorney. Kasi meron nga akong mga kaklase ni Maribel yung nagtatanong. Ang tinatanong nila na, pero hindi ito yung work from home, yung gusto nila mag-reduce ng work hours, tapos kung pwede pa daw, may isasama na mag-reduce ng pay. Pwede ba yan mag-reduce ng pay? Yun ang itatanong
well, ang general rule, no, discuss din natin later, PTJS, yung meron tayong principle of non-diminution of benefits, di ba? Yung non-diminution of benefits po, it basically states that the employer cannot unilaterally reduce, diminish, or modify benefits that have been enjoyed by the employees by virtue of an established company practice. So that's one basis why there should not be a reduction in salaries and benefits. Of course, another reason is that the salaries of the employees may already be expressly stated in the employment contract. So there's already a binding agreement between the parties, which should be observed. Pero meron naman po tayong mga exception dyan. Kamukha nga nitong sinasabi mo, PPGSC, na reduction of work hours or reduction of work days. Meron din tayong applicable labor advisories na nire-recognize yan. I'm referring to Labor Advisory number 9-20 and Labor Advisory number 17-20.
Yun, can you tell us kung ano ito?
Na flexible arrangements which include reduction of work hours or work days. So ang issue lang siguro kung work from home ka, combination ng reduction of work hours or work days tapos work from home, kailangan malinaw kung paano i-measure yung actual work hours.
Tama.
Kasi kung reduce naman talaga yung work hours, if before you used to work for 8 hours, tapos because of the implementation of the reduction of work hours, naging 4 hours a day na lang yung nire-require sa'yo, then pursuant to these labor advisories na binanggit ko kanina, ma-justify naman yung reduction nung take-home pay mo. Kasi in effect, binabayaran ka per ora. Since bumaba yung oras na trabaho mo, then consequently, bababa rin yung sweldo. Pero dapat malinaw nga na hindi dahil supposedly 4 hours a day lang yung trabaho mo instead of 8 hours, pero yung bibigay naman na task sa'yo, compelled ka pa rin magtrabaho ng 8 hours. So yung mga ganun ang kailangang plansyahin doon sa telecommuting program. Kung ang mangyayari, i-implement yung mga reduction na yan while the employee is working from home.
So that means, attorney, dapat mag-prepare ng company policy on work from home at dapat mayroon kang guidelines doon sa program.
Correct, PPGSC. Kaya siguro nagkakaproblema ngayon kasi nga dahil doon sa biglaan yung ECQ, no? So maraming employers, biglaan din yung work from home or telecommuting arrangements nila even before they came up with the telecommuting program. So understandable naman na maraming issues na lalabas, maraming concerns or complaints. Pero siguro naman ngayon medyo mayroon na tayong sufficient time to come up with the policies or with the telecommuting program with the agreement of the employees para malinaw lahat yung na-identify na natin siguro yung mga ilang problema or issue sa work from home arrangement. So the employers and the employees should now take advantage of this experience, these insights in coming up with a telecommuting program as required under Department Order 202-19. So sabi ko just to add, Jesse, yung additional items na nandun kailangan sa work from home program aside from work hours.
Please.
So nandun din dapat yung data privacy kasi mahirap yung nasa bahay ka, di ba? Minsan mag-handle ka ng confidential documents who might be disclosed intentionally to the members of your household. So dapat yung employer meron ding mga mechanisms to protect data privacy. Nandun din yung ano ba yung mga equipment na gagamitin. Before, meron nga ako na-encounter na question. I think na-discuss din natin yan last week, no, when we had this short portion. Yung questions on sino ba magbabayad ng kuryente ng employee, ng wifi, dahil in effect nakakatipid yung employer dahil sa bahay nagtatrabaho yung employees. So in the absence of a telecommuting program, there's really no obligation on the part of the employer to pay for these expenses. So that's why it is always important to come up with the program to at least clarify the parameters of the work from home program. Pag ayaw magbayad ng employer ng additional siguro allowance for wifi or internet or electricity, hindi mapipilit ng employee. Pero pwede naman sabihin ng employee kung walang agreement on the terms, pwede rin siya na hindi mag-work from home kasi hindi rin naman fair sa kanya na meron siyang mga ganitong additional expenses na for the employer's advantage, nakakatipid yung employer, pero wala siya nakukuha sa employer. So ultimately, it's a matter of discussion or agreement between the employer and the employee.
May tanong po ako sa iyo. Di ba kung when you are working, you're using the company computer, the company's laptop. Ngayon na nag-work from home, pwede ka bang mag-demand na bigyan ka ng gadgets?
Well,
Yung
yung mag-demand
company.
kasi parang sinasabi natin, TPGSC may legal obligation. So, in the absence of an agreement, there's really no legal obligation that we can impose on the employer. Siguro nga, dapat maging reasonable yung both sides. Kasi alam naman natin, nasa crisis tayo ngayon, yung mga additional equipment, it's an additional expense. Pero it's also a necessity for us to be more efficient and productive. So siguro both sides, the employer and the employee, should be more understanding of the needs of each other so that we can survive this crisis. Kung merong konting sakripisyo na dagdag konting gastos sa kuryente, baka mahirap nang singilin yan sa employer. Pero yung employer naman, sana naman maintindihan nila na kung baka naman pwedeng magbigay sila yung mga natitipid nila sa ibang overhead expenses, baka pwedeng ibalik sa employees in the form of upgrade of the equipment, o yun nga, allowance for internet use, for instance. Yung mga ganyan, para both sides, magkaroon sila ng,
Tama, tama.
ng agreement. Sabi ko nga, para sa telecommunication program.
So what I gather from you, yung sa purchasing, wag na kukuha ng desktop, dapat laptop. Kasi in the event na magtrabaho remotely, pero mong dala-dala yung laptop mo. Pero ang
Mas
mahirap
practical
lang,
nga siguro yun for mobility, lalo na kung hindi naman always sa bahay lang nagtatrabaho yung employee. Kung
ang
traveling
mahirap lang,
employee or pagbalik sa office, mas mabilis din ilipat yung laptop.
ang mahirap lang, attorney, kung biglang nawala yung tao, kasama yung laptop. O di maraming trabaho. That's a joke, di ba? Maraming pwedeng mangyari yan eh. Now, this is the question, ito pong question na, how about yung other benefits? Yung say, yung transportation, yung mga benefits na you are receiving it while you are in the office. Mayroon dyan yung may free snacks, may transportation, mayroon yung, ay ewan ko yung rice subsidy ba? Pwedeng papasok kasi pareho lang. Pero can we go into some details as far as benefits are concerned? Kasi siyempre nagtitipid ngayon ang mga kumpanya. Sige po.
So nabanggit ko kanina, PPGSA, yung obligations ng employer pwedeng manggaling din sa employment contract, pwedeng sa policy. Pwede rin naman sa established company practice. So diyan nga pumapasok yung principle of non-diminution. Na pag meron ng established practice of giving benefits to the employees, then the employer may not unilaterally reduce these benefits. For instance, merong rice allowance na binibigay. Wala sa contract, wala sa policy, pero consistently nagbibigay yung employer ng rice allowance ng, for instance, 1,000 pesos every month over a period of 2 or 3 years consistently. So pwede na nating masabi na meron ng established company practice. And because of the principle of non-diminution, hindi na pwedeng basta-basta yan i-withdraw or ihinto ng employer. Pero meron din namang recognized na exceptions dyan sa non-diminution rule. Ano ba yung mga exceptions na yan? One exception is when the grant of the benefit is subject to certain conditions or conditional. So for instance, yung sinasabi mo, PPGSC, na transportation allowance. Kung yung grant ng transportation allowance subject to presentation of gas receipts, for instance, as well as presentation of documents or any other proof that the expense is for work-related expenses or business travel, then conditional yan. Hindi yan basta-basta binibigay lang sa employee. For instance, 5,000 a month, walang submission ng receipts. Pero kung nakalagay sa policy na pwede ka magpa-reimburse up to 5,000, mag-submit ka ng receipt, pakita mo na for business travel yan, so conditional yan. So pwedeng ihinto ng employer kung nag-work from home ka, tapos hindi ka naman nagta-travel. As opposed to a benefit which is not granted without any condition. For instance, minsan ginagawa, nakahiwalay lang yung travel or transportation allowance sa salary, pero fixed din talaga siya. Hindi nire-require na mag-submit ng receipts, hindi nire-require na business travel. So pag ganyan, applicable yung non-diminution rule. So case-to-case basis po kung pwedeng i-withdraw ng employer yung benefit or not. Iba pang mga exceptions, kunyari na pag roll out pa lang yung benefit from the first instance, sinabi na ng employer, okay, we're providing this particular benefit or allowance, pero since voluntary naman sa amin to, hindi siya required by law, we also reserve our right to modify, amend, or terminate the policy. Depende sa kakayahan namin. So yun yung suggestion namin sa employer. Yung iba kasing employer, parang reluctant sila magbigay kasi baka hindi nila mabawi. So sa start pa lang, ipapirmahin niyo yung employee na since hindi naman to obligation, pero gusto namin pagbigay kung kaya namin, nire-reserve din namin yung right namin para i-modify or i-terminate yung policy.
What do you call that? What do you call that? What do you call
It's
that?
just a reservation, yung reservation clause nga. So usually pag nag-roll out ka ng policy, meron ng provision na ganyan, na reservation clause, and then you ask the employees to acknowledge receipt and give their consent na, okay, tatanggapin namin yung benefit, pero we recognize na nasa prerogative nyo kung itutuloy niya yan o hindi, depende sa kakayahan.
Maganda po na pinasok mo yan kasi alam ko may mga big corporations o may, kahit na yung mga medium type of corporations, nagbibigay ng gasoline allowance sa managers. Hindi nila ginagamit. So, alam ko 3 months na hindi nila ginagamit. Ito chismis ito. Ang iba, binibenta yung gasolina. Ano dapat ang gagawin ng management niyan? Na monthly, nagbibigay sila ng gasoline allowance na hindi nagagamit, pero nauubos, nagagamit. Pero hindi naman lumalakad yung tao. O paano kaya yun?
Ayun, depende nga yan, VP Jesse, kung ano yung arrangement, no? Kung yung binibigay na allowance for business-related expenses, tapos wala namang business-related expense yung employee, wala naman nga siyang business travel, nanghingi lang siya ng resibo, tapos pina-reimburse niya, baka pwede siyang ma-subject sa disciplinary action. Pero kung ang objective nung transportation allowance is a fixed compensation, parang tax shelter lang, hindi siya nakalagay dun sa fixed salary, pero hindi naman talaga required na mag-business travel yung employee, baka pwede pa rin i-justify na nanghingi lang siya ng resibo sa iba para lang i-document yung expenses. Of course, it's a different matter dun sa tax sa BIR, no? Kung i-claim ng employer yan as a tax exemption. Pero kung we're talking about the purely employment law aspect of the benefit, kung wala namang nakasulat dun sa policy or wala namang requirement na yung gastos for the transportation is for business travel, so baka pwede pa rin na makakuha yung employee ng transportation allowance kahit na wala siyang actual transportation expenses. Just to add, yung isa pang exception dyan sa non-diminution rule, embodied din siya dun sa Department Order 17-20. Yung when the employee consents to the diminution. Kasi yung diminution rule, ang bawal lang naman dyan yung unilateral na decision ng employer na babaan niya yung benefits. Pero
pwede bang bumaba, attorney, before you continue, pwede bang bababa pa below the minimum wage?
Iba lang yung usapan sa minimum wage kasi yung minimum wage it's provided for by law. We're talking about other benefits. Kasi yung minimum wage siguro na pag-usapan na kaya po na tayo nagkakaroon niyan. There is a study of mga tripartite wage boards, no, na ito yung minimum amount necessary for the employer to provide for his family.
So hindi talaga pwedeng babaan.
Hindi pwedeng babaan. Subject to, meron siya pong ibang certain exceptions dun sa law, for instance, for distressed establishments. Pero very rare po na mag-apply yung mga provisions na yan. Pero in general, yung ibang benefits naman po, yan yung pwedeng subject to agreement of the parties as recognized by Labor Advisory 17-20. Nakalagay po doon, it recognizes na ngayong meron tayong crisis, baka kailangan nga na mag-adjust dahil hindi naman na-envision ng employer, nagbigay siya ng benefits na magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng economic crisis. So under Advisory number 17-20, the parties may agree to reduce benefits set forth in an agreement, in a practice, or in a CBA over a limited period of time na 6 months. So yun yung sa 17-20. In fact, even without that advisory, recognize naman po kung talagang voluntary naman yung agreement ng parties na babaan yung or i-modify yung benefits, pwede namang i-defend yung decision na yun. Pero ultimately, it's kailangan may agreement.
Paano, attorney, kung ayaw pumirma?
Kung ayaw pumirma ng employee.
Oo.
Pwede naman.
Pwede
talaga, kunyari, if we're talking about benefits that are already legally demandable, either because it is stated in the contract, in the policy, or by virtue of an established company practice, tapos wala namang reservation yung employer. Kung tutuusin, pwede naman talaga magpilit yung employee na hindi niyo po pwedeng babaan yan kasi nag-rely na ako dyan na makukuha ko yan. Pwede rin naman yun. Ang problema lang dyan, kailangan siguro nating balansehin, o sige, i-demand mo sa employer, pero dahil in-insist mo yan, hindi na pala talaga kaya ng employer, mauuwi lang sa nagsara yung employer or nagbawas ng tao yung employer. So, talo lang din kayo pare-pareho. So, balancing, siguro po mahirap magbigay ng isang rule na mag-a-apply eh. So, it should be dealt with on a case-to-case basis. So, tingnan lang natin kung it might require some sacrifice on the part of both parties. Pero kailangan maging reasonable tayo ngayon.
So, kailangan talaga na pag-uusapan nila ng employee. So, kailangan talaga. Ano ito, kaya ipapasok ko lang ito, attorney. I was watching the House Committee deliberation on ABS-CBN last night. Nanood ka ba yung attorney kagabi? For all those HR...
I've watched some of the questions. Saka sa news nakikita ko rin. Kagabi
na. Ang punto ko lang na isasabihin, napakalaki ng role ng HR. Kung tingnan mo kahapon yung deliberation, yung tinatanong po yung HR. So yung lahat pong nakikinig dito, i-share po yung sinasabi ni attorney. Kasi at the end of the day, when there are some problems, yung HR po ay mananagot kung mayroong mga complaints ang mga empleyado. So yung nga sinasabi. So yun ang sinasabi.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sige. So dapat talaga tayo, yung sinabi ni attorney ngayon na before magpirma, hindi mapipilit, mag-usap, nasa remote pa tayo ngayon, your credibility, your influencing capability ay actually at stake. Kasi pagdating at the end of the day, pwedeng magreklamo yan, pwedeng matalo po kayo pagdating sa labor kung hindi ninyo na-convince yung tao na ano ba talaga, tayo ay magsasara o tayo ay hindi kaltasan ng sweldo. Tama ba ako, attorney?
Yes, VP Jesse. Just to add, siguro dapat yung attitude ng mga HR managers. You're not just representing the management when you do this. Tayo po sana yung magte-temper nung sabihin natin yung employer, okay, you can do this, pero sana tingnan natin yung kapakanan din ng mga empleyado natin. On the other hand, kailangan din naman natin ipaliwanag doon sa mga empleyado or sa mga workers natin na okay, when we try to get their consent to the diminution of certain benefits, sana po maintindihan nyo na yes, you are entitled to these benefits. We are not required to agree to a diminution of your benefits, but we should also see this from the employer's perspective. That at this time, when many employers are going through economic difficulties, it becomes necessary to minimize costs too. So yun po, balancing. Hindi naman pwedeng pag nag-minimize ng cost yung employer, uunahin lagi yung mga empleyado.
Attorney, let me cut you kasi nakakatuwa. Attorney.
Yes, PPS.
Yes. Nakakatuwa, isa ditong may comment. Anak ni Bong Tamayaw, si Carlo. Sabi niya, I'm learning a lot.
Yes, si Carlo dun sa AC last year.
Yes. Si Cherry Ramos. Si Dean Gloria is listening. So, Dean Gloria, share this to all your HR friends. At si Roman Buison. Okay. Ang oras napakabilis. Pero kakainin natin yung oras natin doon sa job fair. Hindi pa natin napag-usapan, attorney, kung talagang ikaw magre-retrench, ayan mga HR na may plano magre-retrench, ano ba dapat ang gagawin ng isang HR? Kasi usually, the reason I'm asking you this, kasi parang hindi natin napag-isipan yan na at this time na magre-retrench ka, di ba? Sabi ko, sa buhay kong ito, that is one of the worst thing that can happen to an HR is to let go of people. So ano po ang dapat gawin nila?
Okay, well, bago ko sagutin yan, PP Jesse, siguro kailangan din natin pag-usapan, bago pa tayo umabot doon sa retrenchment o sa pagbabawas ng tao, meron pang ibang promote na alternative work arrangements ang DOLE instead of just going straight to retrenchment of employees. So napag-usapan natin kanina, PP Jesse, yung reduction of work hours or work days.
Yes.
Kasi nga, kunyari na, tingin natin meron tayong excess personnel, we have 100 employees, and we can only afford to employ 50 employees, for instance. So instead of letting go of 50 employees, baka pwedeng, pursuant to the labor advisories nga, mag-reduction of work hours or work days na lang tayo. Baka pwedeng tig 4 hours na lang sila, tapos pareho silang may trabaho. Mas mababa nga yung take-home pay nila, pero at least meron pa rin naman silang trabaho. Isa pa pong alternative work arrangement is the rotation of workers. So this could go hand in hand with the reduction of work hours or work days. So for instance, pwede namang 8 hours a day, pero for 1 week na isang batch ng employees. So in my example, yung 100 workers, pwedeng 50 workers in 1 week, sila yung full-time na magtatrabaho. And then yung sa succeeding week, pwede naman yung second batch naman of 50 employees ang magtatrabaho, while the other 50 employees are on leave. So yung naka-leave na yon, ang tawag po, isa pong alternative work arrangement din na nire-recognize ng Advisory number 9 and 17, yung forced leave. So ano po ba yung general rule sa forced leave? Ang sinasabi po ng DOLE doon sa labor advisories nila, in case of forced leave, so as much as possible, we should apply first the unused paid leaves of the employees. Now, once these paid leaves are exhausted, kunyari na meron kang 15 days na VL or SL, gamitin mo na rin.
Naubos na.
Ubos na. So, ang nangyayari dyan, no work, no pay na po tayo. Pero pinapakiusapan din ng DOLE na kung kaya pa naman ng employer kahit na forced leave at ang principle no work, no pay, baka naman pwedeng i-subsidize mo. Kung hindi kaya ng 100%, baka pwede pong bigyan ng konting subsidy. Pero wala pong legal obligation. Ito po pakiusap lang ng DOLE sa employer kung pwedeng gawin yan. Ang iba pa pong flexible or alternative work arrangements mentioned in the advisories is the transfer of employees to another branch or reassignment of employees.
Pwede daw yun. Maraming matitigas ang ulo na ayaw, ha? Ayaw. So anong gagawin
Baka po kasi kunyari may mga branches, for ang maisip ko siguro ng example, yung mga undocs manok, for instance, merong isang malakas na pwesto, yung isa mahina o kailangan magsara, so baka kailangan i-transfer muna. Pero ano po ba yung rules sa transfer? Ang sinasabi lang naman sa transfer or reassignment, the transfer should be reasonable and should not result in a demotion in rank. Yan po yun. Hindi pwedeng bumaba yung rango mo and should not involve a diminution of salaries and benefits. So yan po yung general rules ng transfer. Kailangan lateral, walang pagbaba ng sweldo. Pero kailangan din naman natin yung tingnan hand in hand doon sa sinabi ko kaninang concept ng non-diminution at yung possibility of an agreement to reduce benefits as recognized under 17-20. So, pwede pa rin pong pag-usapan ng employer on employee pursuant to the mechanisms under advisory number 17-20. Baka pwedeng babaan pa rin yung benefits ng employees when there is this reassignment or transfer. So, yung 17-20 at 9-20, meron pa pong sinabing other feasible arrangements. So, meron silang enumeration doon, yung sinabi ko kanina, pero nothing prevents the parties from coming up with other feasible arrangements or flexible
marami. Pwede yan magsabay-sabay, depende sa department na attorney.
Yes. Ngayon, palagay natin, ginawa na lahat ng employer. Nag-agree na rin yung employees. Nag-reduction of work hours, other flexible work arrangements, even a reduction in benefits. Pero talagang kailangan na hindi na talaga kaya. Kailangan ng magbawas ng tao. So, doon po yun papasok yung rules na sinasabi niyo, PPJC. Ano nga ba yung mga applicable rules? Meron po tayong authorized termination under our labor code. So, siguro yung mas applicable dito sa circumstances natin ay yung redundancy at saka yung retrenchment to prevent losses. Yung mga ibang HR practitioners po, napagpapalit yung redundancy at retrenchment. Kasi yung retrenchment, pwede rin naman yung layman's term. Retrenchment means to dismiss employees. But our labor code also has a technical definition for retrenchment. So it's a technical term under our labor code. Ano po ba yung difference ng redundancy and saka retrenchment? Yung redundancy po, it is applicable when the services of an employee are in excess of the needs of the business. So yung sa example ko kanina, may 100 na tao, pero dahil bumaba yung demand, 50 na lang yung kailangan ng employer na magtrabaho, yung kung i-dismiss na 50, pwede po silang ma-dismiss on the ground of redundancy. Yun naman pong retrenchment to prevent losses, ito po yung ground na applicable kung yung employer kailangan magbawas ng tao after other cost-saving measures, hindi pa rin effective o kulang pa rin to avoid serious business losses. So yung redundancy, hindi kailangan ng serious business losses. Yung retrenchment, kailangan siya ng serious business losses. Yung redundancy, ng employer sa
excuse me, attorney. Ito bang sa retrenchment, kailangan ng dokumento na talaga kayo ay naging bankrupt?
Yes. So usually, ang dokumento na kailangan dyan yung audited financial statements na meron talagang serious business losses yung employer, or at the very least, yung meron ng serious and imminent serious business losses na kailangan iwasan ng employer. Kaya po, may distinction yan kasi yung separation pay different din for redundancy and for retrenchment.
Yes, please.
So yung statutory separation pay natin, so for redundancy, it's 1 month per year of service. For retrenchment, it's half-month salary per year of service. Although, ang minimum dapat 1 month.
Malaking bagay pala yan. Pakirepeat po, attorney. Pakirepeat.
Pag redundancy po, yun, kunyari na nagtatrabaho ka na ng 9 years and 7 months, for instance. Under the law, pagka po yung more than 6 months is considered as an additional year. So yung 9 years, 7 months na tenure, 10 years na yan. So yung 10 years po, ang makukuha mong separation pay kung redundancy, it's salary for 10 months. Pero kung retrenchment to prevent losses ang na-implement ng employer, ang makukuha mong separation pay ay half month times 10 years. So 5 months salary po yung makukuha mo dyan. Unless there is a more favorable practice or policy or agreement. Yan po yung minimum under the law.
Okay, attorney, salamat, pero wag ka munang aalis kasi may konting oras pa tayo. Hingi tayo ng konting overtime. Pero can I ask Lloyd, our executive producer, to bring in muna yung ating break kasi we need to have a break muna. Then we go back, attorney. Okay. Lloyd, can we have the second break? Good afternoon. Siguro ay maghingi tayo kay Apple at kay Lloyd na dagdagan yung ating oras. Kasi kukunti ng oras ng isang oras para dito sa HR hotline. Our third segment, pero ibabalik namin mamaya si attorney. Our third segment is actually on the job fair and FIRE. I was given here a copy of some vacancies. Makinig kayo. Kasi if not for you, you can tell your friends about this. Ang major sponsor po natin si Will Design and Associate, which is a construction firm in Quezon City, are in need. Ang dami po. They need project managers, civil engineers, QA and QZ engineers, quantity surveyor, formworks managers, formworks engineers, formworks designers, and geodetic engineer. Pakisabi po, pollution control officers, safety officers, heavy equipment manager, at treasurer. Yung pong naghahanap ng trabaho ha, HR supervisor. Carlo, Maribel, pakisabi doon sa mga medyo gusto nang maghanap ng ibang trabaho, they need, ang boss po nila ay si Gani, yung kaklase natin, si Gani Alcantara, personnel supervisor, talent acquisition supervisor, training supervisor, HR coordinator, and HRIS supervisor. O di ba ang ganda pakinggan na despite pinag-uusapan namin ni attorney magre-retrench, may mga kumpanya na naghahanap pa rin. So, occupational nurse ay mahirap ito hanapin. Data protection officer, a CAD operator, and documents controller. Paano po sila mag-apply sa Will Design and Associates admin office doon po sa Tandang Sora Avenue? At hanapin po sino pang pangalan ito? Ryan at Eileen. So, if you're interested, meron pong mga available, yan po. Kaya kung gusto po niyo masasabi po kayo, sa sunod, i-invite namin yung taga Will Desena to be a guest here. You sponsor our shows and you have the chance to announce your vacancies. Kasama po yan. So, let us continue. We still have around 5 minutes. Naging tayo ng 5 minutes. Attorney, can we continue our discussion before we say goodbye? Okay. Ang dami pong nagsasabi na very, very important, interesting, and well-explained ang ating usapan ngayon. So, we're talking of retrenchment. Okay. So, ano po talaga ang unang gagawin at ang pinakahuling gagawin ng HR kung ikaw ay nag-iisip na talaga ngayon? Kasi mayroon akong 3 na nagtanong niyan. Hindi ko sasabihin. Isa si Sandro. Kasi yung boss niya, sabihin ko na, yung boss niya na pare, tinatanong siya kung pwede na mag-retrench. Ang in-advise ko na muna mag-reduce. Pero kung talagang magre-retrench, ano ba ang unang gagawin?
Okay po. Siguro po kailangan nating paghiwalayin yung substantive and procedural requirements. Yung substantive, ano ba para natin i-establish yung ground for retrenchment at for redundancy. So, paano ba natin ma-establish yung redundancy? Usually po, ang kailangan nating i-gather na documents, hindi naman to kailangan i-submit sa Department of Labor. But in case of an illegal dismissal complaint, we need to show that these documents were already in place before the implementation of the redundancy or retrenchment, at hindi po after it. So pursuant to the implementing rules of the labor code, ang usual po may feasibility study. So pinag-aralan natin, sa redundancy po muna to pala, no? Pinag-aralan natin na yung headcount natin sobra talaga at kailangan natin talagang magbawas ng tao. So aside from the feasibility study, usually it would be accompanied by job descriptions, organizational charts showing the organization before and after the proposed redundancy, as well as the approval of the management. Usually, meron dapat na pinakita na feasibility study sa management, tapos in-approve ng management yung redundancy program. And ideally, they should be approved by the board of the company even before the implementation of the redundancy. On the other hand, for retrenchment, Ang kailangan naman po yung proof of serious business losses. So, nung napag-usapan nga natin kanina, PP Jesse, yung kailangan dito usually yung audited financial statements. So, yan yung substantive requirements. Doon naman tayo sa procedural requirements. Ano ba yung kailangan natin na isubmit sa Department of Labor? So, yun nga po, yung establishment termination report, ito yung notice sa Department of Labor na i-accomplish natin. It will provide, among others, the ground for the termination, the names of the employees who will be affected, among others. So, we should submit the notice or the report to the Department of Labor at least 30 days before the effective date of the dismissal, unless a longer period is provided for under a policy agreement or established company practice. Bukod po dyan, kailangan din natin bigyan ng notice yung employees. Written notice at least 30 days before the effective date of dismissal. So paano po kung hindi sabay yung submission ng report saka yung notice to the employees? Kailan ba natin bibilangan yung 30 days? Doon po sa kung sino yung mas huli. So for instance, binigay natin yung notice sa employees ng July 15. Pero yung report sa DOLE ay nabigay lang natin ng July 18. So ang earliest po na effectivity na dapat na gawin natin doon sa redundancy or retrenchment, it should be August, 30 days later, so August 18 po dapat, or end of business of August 17 to comply with the 30-day notice requirement. Saka magbigay tayo ng separation pay, yung napag-usapan natin kanina na amount, yung ibibigay natin sa employee. So yan po yung minimum na procedural requirements na kailangan comply. So,
okay, salamat, Atty. Jon Zuñiga. You're getting it from Kasimbing Torres, a partner, at talagang bar top notch at aking kaibigan. Salamat sa PMAP na talagay na, yes. Oo. Padala mo sa akin yung iyong address kasi yung aking kaibigan, yung anak na si Femery Cabantac, magpapadala po sa lahat ng guests ng isang token po sa iyo. So, on behalf of the listeners at yung lahat na HR nakikinig sa iyo, salamat po, Atty. Jon. Matagal pa ito. Okay lang ba po kung talagang mayroong demand for some explanation as regards to legalities and law, ikaw po ang tatawagan namin?
Sure, PP Jesse, anytime. Siyempre, subject to availability. Pag available ako, I'll be there.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Every time. Salamat po, Diyos Mabalos, Atty. Eliseo Jon Zuñiga. So, ladies and gentlemen, narinig natin yung pinaka-last importante yon. Matrabaho tayo ngayon. Kasi, di ba, yung business continuity, dapat, if it's really that it is redundant and we need to retrench, we have to do it now. Pero yung requirements na binigay sa atin ni attorney, feasibility study, meron yun. But of course, this has to be a concerted effort. Dapat kasama yung mga managers to give you data. To give you data kung sino ba talaga yung redundant at sino ang i-retrench. At for us to really follow the law, it has to be 1 year. Paano kung sinasabi na ng boss natin that I need to have that guy out of the office kasi we cannot anymore, di ba? Hindi na kaya. By July 10, 30 days. Ano ba ngayon? 30. So that means kung mag-iisip ka ngayon ng redundancy, it's actually July 30 na. So, sana nakinig po kayo dito and share this with your friends. Kasi I know it is sad news, but I know from statistics and from our group chat doon sa COPA, that's the Council of Past Presidents in PIMA, more than 70% are really thinking of cutting or reducing the workforce. So kailangan po ito na you have to be prepared. And then of course, we go back. Before we go to that, may mga alternative work arrangements for business continuity, pero may kailangan pa rin yung HR. You really have to talk. So dapat pre-COVID credible ka. Now what you say, they will understand. The most, if you are 300, 400, there will be binomial distribution, around 5, 10 that will oppose the decisions. They will always think na mayaman ang kumpanya. So that is the challenge. That is the challenge now that we are working from home. That is the challenge now that we are doing flexible and alternative work arrangements kasi po ang daming requirements na dapat gawin yung human resource. And even if you don't have a personal manager, a human resource manager, a talent manager, whatever that you're using sa title niyo, kung wala man, function po ang HR. Kailangan po ng may-ari na pag-isipan ito. Ang pinakamahirap pagdating ng oras, hindi nga na sila magreklamo sa DOLE. Ang pinakamahirap, now, while going into these challenging times, mayroon kang taong nasaktan. Mayroong tao na nawalan ng trabaho. Pero on the other hand, sa job fair naman, malay mo, when the door closes, diba? When the door closes, windows open. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, see you on Thursday. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo of the new channel, the host of HR Hotline. Just Mabalos